Today we will be working on replacing this distribution head and the TXV. There's a refrigerant leak right here in this distribution cap, and all these lines are feeding the evaporator. All of them will be replaced. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get to it. We're going to pump the system down into the receiver. All the refrigerant will stay in here while we do the work down there in the evaporator. That way we don't have to recover the refrigerant. Should be fine. Alright. Okay, we get the system pumped down. This king valve is front seated, so all the refrigerant is inside the receiver, and whatever residuals left in the liquid line, suction line, evaporator, were roughly. So we got the refrigerant pumped down. There's still some refrigerant left in the system that's boiling off, that's inside the evaporator. I'm going to because the liquid line still has about 39 psi, suction lines at -12, but I shut the system down at the disconnect. That's why there's difference in the pressures. So I'm going to go down into the evaporator, open the liquid line solenoid, and these pressures should equalize. We want to disconnect the liquid line solenoid valve. That way, in case we turn the power back on and I forget to put the coil back on the valve, that way the coil doesn't burn up, because if nothing's inside this coil and it gets energized, it'll melt the coil. Ask me how I know. Alright, the magnet goes on the valve and you can hear the pressures equalizing. Now let's go to the roof and confirm that's the case. Yep, that is the case. Our pressures are equalized. So we have 14 psi left in the system. Positive pressure, that's not bad. So with when we're gonna braze, I'm gonna have nitrogen flowing through the open system, not the closed system. There's a check valve here, so actually I'm gonna end up closing this low side off just in case positive pressure does not feed into the compressor. So I'm gonna close this valve off and use the service port at the evaporator and open this up because we are closed here at the king valve. That way we can flow nitrogen through the system as we're brazing, just to make sure that there's no silt or sediment building up inside as we're brazing. That valve's closed, so the compressor is sealed off between here. Now let's open up our high side and see if our low side goes up. Goes down. That way we can confirm that this valve is open to this side or this side. I'm pretty sure it's open to this side, but let's see. Open up the high side. Vent a little bit of refrigerant. The high side's going down. The low side's also going down. Okay, so the system is open continually, so I could vent, purge refrigerant right through here. Purge nitrogen, that's what I meant to say. Purge nitrogen right through here. We're going to set this into purge. So this new distribution head assembly, that's a distribution head and these are the distribution lines. The new ones come with the ends of these lines already flared out, swedged out, and the one that's installed on the coil does not have the swedging. The tubing goes straight into the coil. I think it would be better for me to cut these tubing before they go in the coil. That way there's less heat that I have to apply to the coil itself, and less possibility of somehow causing damage or harm to the coil itself. That way when I apply heat, it's further away from the coil. Yeah, so I'll cut these off on the outside and then just cut these swedges off and make the connection out here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I got the old distribution head cut off the evap coil, unbrazed the external equalizing port and the TXV itself, And now I cut off all the swudged ends on this new distribution head, and I am swudging all the ends. That would make it easier for me to braze inside one joint on each connection instead of two if I was to use a coupler.
The reason I cut off the existing swudge is because it was swudged for 1/4 inch and I needed 3/16 inch. So I cut off the 1/4 inch and now I'm swudging 3/16 so I can braze right onto the connections of the tubing directly brazed into the evaporator.
That'll fit just right.
Can I get in the freezer for a second?
Yeah, sure. Yep. Hey. This is the old distribution head.
How you doing?
Here I'm trying to remove the old refrigerant nozzle to compare it to the new nozzle and make sure that they are the same diameter.
This is the distributing nozzle. Let's see if the new nozzle looks like this. There's the clip. This one says 2.5. Let's see what this one says. Does it have a number? This one also says 2.5. Okay. So this goes in here, like so. Seat that down flat. New retaining clip goes inside. And seat that down. Make sure I deburr, clean out these connections before I braze the new distribution tubes on them. Sure all that is clean. On the inside, clean it on the outside. So I got nitrogen flowing through the system. I'm gonna braze in this external equalizing joint and the TXV to the liquid line solenoid next. looks good. That looks like it's sealed all the way around. Okay, looks good too. Alright. Next, we will connect each one of these to each hole and braze it in. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, that's a good connection right there. We'll do it one at a time. Inspect that. That looks really good. Okay, let's continue. the system with about 100 psi pressure. Let's check for leaks. Oh, that looks good out here. Yep. System is holding at 100 psi, 101. That looks good. Let's go check the evaporator. All these joints that are brazed. Oh, this one right here as well. Oh, that looks good. Let's double check this. Okay, that looks good too. No bubbling. Alright. We can pull vacuum. Okay, we're ready to pull vacuum. Got my short hoses connected, got my high flow vacuum hose connected. Alright, let's pull vacuum. Baffle open, hoses open, all the way, that's good. Let's open this. Give it some time to run. In the meantime, I'll go and put the evaporator area section back together while that's pulling vacuum. Okay, so got the TXV sensing bulb installed on the suction line as close to the evaporator as possible, but on the flat part of the suction line, as flat as possible, as tight as possible. Make sure that you do tighten both clamps and make sure it's tight. Also, you have to insulate this sensing bulb, so make sure we insulate it, and I will do that here shortly. Got my insulation tape. Also, I got the tubing kind of cleaned up, liquid line solenoid reinstalled. This is a thermostat wire, sensing cap tube. We're going to clean all this up with zip ties, make sure nothing's going to be rubbing out on each other. And we should be ready to fire this system up. Okay, everything is buttoned up. Zip tied in place, nothing's rubbing against each other. Wires are in place. Suction line, sensing bulb insulated, all that's good. You can probably cover this. I'll leave it open for now and inspect it after the system's running and make sure everything's working good. Okay, we are down to 100 microns, so that looks good. System is looking good. Okay, we can close off the gauges. Close this off, this off. Turn it off. Okay. I can open up the king valve. Nice, it should stay. Semi-refrigerant. some reason my gauges aren't showing. Now let's turn them off, reset them. Okay. Got the gauges on. System is powered on. Just observe operation. Okay, let's let the system run. We're going to clean up. Yeah, our saturation looks to be okay. Yeah, negative 12. Yeah, both sides. High side, yeah, 61 saturated. Yeah, we're about 10, maybe, yeah, about 10. Maybe 20 over ambient. See what it looks like. Yeah, about 20, 27 over ambient. Not bad, not bad. Now some bubbles, like this. Let it run for a bit, and then we'll confirm. We may need to add some refrigerant because this system did have a refrigerant leak. Okay, we're going to top off the refrigerant. Make sure it's closed. Open this. Okay, no more bubbles in the sight glass. Box is about at 0 degrees. Suction saturation is at 22, which is real close to where it's supposed to be. Liquid saturation at 61. Looking good. Button it up. set the proper defrost time. It is 12:45. Zero. Looks good. Looks perfect. Half the coil frosty, half of it is not. It's perfect. Subcool is working. I mean, superheat is working. Set point is about -15, -20. And we are done here. Make sure we got all our tools. Yep.